part of, what started this conversation with you is a book that I'm reading about the agrarian left on the Great Plains. It's called After Populism, the Agrarian Left on the Northern Plains, 1900 to 1960. And particularly during the New Deal, when it became apparent that federal resources could be leveraged to help mitigate material damages to farmers and agricultural producers in the heartland of the country, it became a very easy trap to fall into for particularly the left to think you could sort of hold on to a nominal cultural Christianity that told you that you needed to be your brother's keeper and that you had to look after the poor and the oppressed, but that you could marshal the enormous resources of the state under the guise of welfare programs, crop insurance. You could mitigate economic damages to agricultural producers through programs like crop insurance. And that then it became very easy for people to dispense with the metaphysical claims of Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
a process which accelerated in the 1960s under the pressure of the New Left and the protest movements during Vietnam, but also elsewhere in the West, the famous 1968 riots in Paris. It became very easy to dispense with the metaphysical claims because those claims present barriers to the sort of open-endedness with which the left seeks to address all of the problems of humanity. You could hold on to the on-the-ground mission of the Gospels and sort of the Great Commission in a secular sense, dispense with the metaphysical, and then combine those impulses with the resources of the state, particularly after a national income tax had been instituted in a Western nation like the United States, which then provided this massive source of continuous revenue to federal coffers, and go out there and try to solve all of humanity's problems, and then call yourself a good person. And that, to me, is the fundamental malady of the Western left, is that it has completely detached itself from the metaphysics and the moral limits placed on us because it has forgotten Kuyper's teachings about the sovereignty of Christ over all things. And so now it's unbounded.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So yes, let all the immigrants in, but don't send them to my house. Go put them somewhere else.
Correct. And then combined it with a really toxic understanding. I think Marxism, while not, I think it does have some informative aspects about class dynamics. I don't think it's totally wrong. Those impulses have been then combined with the dialectical understandings of Marxism viewed through the lens of race. And it's now trying to rebalance the global order in favor of the oppressed classes that it claims to want to help. So back to your point about immigrants, those are ostensibly, they're oppressed brown people, and we're here to make it right for them.